Hello and welcome to the 12th installment of the Guns and Gear series. We're finally doing a review on an AEG. We still have a lot of gas blowbacks to go, but I'm doing this now because this is about to sell on eBay, or I hope it will. So the name of this gun is the G&G GR16 electric blowback combat machine. The combat machines, they are usually non-blowback, but the blowback mechanism, usually they pay a little bit more, close to $200. For this gun I paid $200. But it came with this tight bore barrel. It came with this tight bore barrel, which is a little longer than the barrel itself, even though this is a pretty long barrel for a M4. But it was pre-owned. Got it from a local airsoft store. So the previous owner had one of these Gemtech black slide silencers to cover up the end of the barrel. So this was one of the selling points for me because it was so cool. Turned out it was kind of a waste. And it also had this battery right here. So it's a little hard to find this weapon, mostly on Airsoft GIs where I searched, but I couldn't really find the specs for a combat machine, not the electric blowback. But really the only difference is the blowback mechanism. The FPS and rate of fire didn't really change. The velocity is the muzzle velocity is 320 to 330 FPS. The high cap magazines, G&G style, hold 450 rounds. It should include the magazine, the gun, and a cleaning rod, but I got mine used, so it just came off a wall. So I had this gun for quite a while now. I got it for my 14th birthday, I think, but it never really worked that well. I never really got any shooting video of this before, just barely any, and even then it wasn't working too well. Something to do with the motor. I don't know what it is, but to this day it's pretty much like 3 days after my birthday since I got it. It's just been really bad performance, and it hasn't really worked since. It's been a piece of crap. But yeah, these are pretty affordable guns, the combat machines. If you're in the price range for combat machines, they're definitely good and they're upgradable, which is nice. And I definitely like the feel and construction of this gun. The polymer is nice and the selectors are nice. But if you have $200, I suggest you get a something better from G&G at least. I'm gonna work my way from front to back. So the threads on this is 14mm. The entire barrel of this gun, from here to here, including the notch, the front post sight. The front post sight is non-removable, which may seem as a problem to some people, not to me. It's non-removable. All of it is metal, including the sight. The notch is adjustable, and the box that the gun comes with should come with some kind of key to adjust this. I don't know how, but I don't think you need to. The sling mount is at the bottom instead of most M4s are on the side. And if you have one of these right here on the bottom of your sight, then you have the option of putting on a bayonet. To do that though, the silencer has to be removed, and you probably should have a flash hider to keep the bayonet on. So most combat machines probably have that, so combat machines have the option of putting a bayonet on your gun, which is very badass. The front post sight has these two pins. It looks like they're made for pushing out the sight itself, but if you look closely you can see that this side is actually machined in with the barrel, so this is all one piece. This is good in a way, so it doesn't wobble, but if you grab this, it kind of moves. It kind of moves just a little bit. The whole handguard kind of moves just a little too. It's not too bad though, you should be fine. The handguard has no rails on it, but I prefer this style better. It is really strong plastic. This is some very tough plastic. This is polymer. Really, when they say it's reinforced, they're not joking. This is some really tough polymer. These holes, however, you can put rails on these, so customization is an option even with this handguard. So the top rail and the bottom rail, I assume that on the real M4 this is for releasing hot gases, and then the bottom too, even though your hand's on it. So there are multiple ways to grip it. You can grip it like this or like this. Usually there's a magazine. Your two fingers down here can grab the mag. So it's nice to have multiple options with M4s, or you can hold it like that, which I do not prefer to do. So to get to the battery compartment, this thing here on the combat machines, they're really hard to do. If you pull down on these, then you take that off. Did some rewiring in here. It shouldn't look like this, and the previous owner did some work right here. I'm not sure this has a full metal barrel that size on the inside. Maybe he cut it off, but you could see some crap going on there. It's sort of a tight battery space, but when you put that battery in, it doesn't wobble. And I usually put it one of them here and the other here, and it's good space. The barrel is made out of aluminum. See, the magnet won't stick to it. Sling is aluminum. This part right here is made out of steel. The barrel here is also made out of steel. The top part is removable, but you shouldn't have to do it. Just take the bottom off and you're good to go. This part here is made out of aluminum, and some texturing on the handguard itself. Good big serrations in it, and then more little serrations up top with the holes, which are kind of thick. This is really thick plastic, by the way. So this is a really good handguard from Combat Machine G&G. Putting it back on is simply the same process in reverse. They have these two things here. You put them into that steel part, and then pull down on these again, and it goes back in place. Now we're at the body of the gun. It is ABS, or polymer. It is really good, reinforced. We'll get into the details on this. To start off with what's metal and what's not, to get out of the way. I do not have the magazine release button installed because I let the Zodiac borrow it because his F2000 lost the spring somehow. So when I sell this on eBay, it will have that. So there's a pin here that is not made out of steel. Neither are these parts. Nothing to do with the sight is made out of steel, so this is all metal, by the way, probably aluminum. The charging handle, the little part here is made out of steel, and this is aluminum. This pin is steel, the selector is aluminum, the trigger is aluminum, the pins of course are aluminum, the bolt catch is not, it's aluminum, the fake bolt's aluminum. This whole thing is steel. That's aluminum. Spring is obviously steel. And that was all the steel parts. Anything that I touched the magnet to that didn't stick was aluminum. Here's a look at the G&G trades. I hardly ever see these trades on a combat machine, but this is quite unique. Or this could be an older model of the combat machine, because I hardly ever see these trades. It has 6mm pellet AEG semi-auto system. Then over here it says complete AEG series, all that stuff made in Taiwan. Here's a serial number, which kind of faded. Here's your selector switch, safe, semi, and auto. Really good solid clicks. They stay in place pretty well. Uses a ball and spring system, so the little ball goes into these holes each time, so they stay in place pretty well and make good sound. So you know which selection you're in, and there's a very low possibility that this is accidentally going to move. Here's the trigger, which goes about this far back. There's no reset points. This is an AEG, so it's a good trigger, feels nice. This is the blowback mechanism. This dust cover never wants to really stay in. It's a pain in the ass to get to stay in. When I first got it, it was still doing this. But you know. So the dust cover is made of this steel, except for this part right here. I think that part's designed to hit the body, or no, that part that little part there is designed to have this little tooth which catches with that notch to stay in place. Never wants to do it though. It is driven by this spring here, and it is held in place by this rod. This is cheap tin or aluminum. It's shiny, it looks nice, and it's supposed to blow back about like that far when it's shooting. The mechanism this gun uses is G&G patented, so that air escaping from the cylinder can go through a hole which goes into the blowback unit, which I took out because it was getting in the way of disassembly. It's supposed to blow back each time, but it doesn't really do it, so it's kind of a bad system. Inside, I currently do not have the hop-up. I took it out, but it's a standard G&G hop-up. When I sell this, it comes with the hop-up. Something I forgot to mention is that behind this part is another one of those things. It is made of steel. The rod to keep the dust cover in place is made of steel. This disassembly pin is made of aluminum. Okay, there's your brass deflector right here to deflect brass from going into your face. So that is pretty solid. Here's the spring retention release button. Never really worked on mine, but I've taken a look at the gearbox. It doesn't work for me, but you press this button and it's supposed to release the tension of the spring if you're shooting it on full auto, and it gets the piston halfway back and you're done shooting for the day. You press this button, it's supposed to slowly release it forward without ejecting a BB. On this side of the gun, there's the selector modes. You can't really see anything on this side, so it doesn't really matter. This pin is steel, which I mentioned. The forward assist, this is a forward assist button, is made of steel. Here's the magazine release button, should go right here. It's probably made of aluminum if I can remember right. The whole body of the gun is just smooth polymer. It's solid though, it feels good. The pistol grip is standard M4. It's got diamond checkers. It's got this groove here on all M4s to separate these two fingers. This is kind of a rounded, good serrations on this side of the pistol grip. And here's on the bottom, the motor adjustment height. Doesn't really work too well on mine. And these screws strip really easy. I assume these are all steel parts. Yeah, that's steel. This part's aluminum. So if you take this off and you have access to your motor. This bolt release does nothing. It just moves around. But you know, you angle it like this, you get it to kind of pop. You can hit it all day, you know. For some reason on all M4s they have the CA right there. I'm not sure what it stands for. Could stand for Colt something, I don't know.